Thanks for their introduction. We are Faceless Pro. We comprise of Crystal Redmond, Mohammed Yusuf, Amina Mumin, Daniel Ligon, and myself, Dan Patamovo. For this project, we had the opportunity to work with the founder and CEO of Faceless Pro, Abian Nur. Abian Nur's idea comes from personal experience. Back in 2017, she used a well-known job search platform, applying for 24 jobs she was overqualified for, but only heard back from 2. She then changed her name to Abby Tucker, reapplied using the same resume, and almost immediately, each employer reached out for an interview. This experience spawned Abian's idea for Faceless Pro, a blind recruitment job board that aims to eliminate unconscious bias and discrimination against job applicants. It does this by concealing personal information like name, age, race, and gender. For example, instead of their name, applicants are given a random identifier that includes a combination of an animal and an object, like elephant paper. Lastly, applicants have the power to reveal their identity, choosing which employers and when, providing them complete control of their anonymity. So, why is this important? As each member of the team currently looks to break into the tech industry, we know that the job search is hard. And on top of that, there's possible unconscious bias and discrimination we face in the process. Recent studies show that those in ethnic and racial minority groups have to send 60% more resumes to get the same response compared to white applicants with the same skill set, experience, and qualifications. And diversity is a benefit. Companies in the top quartile for ethnic and racial diversity in management were 35% more likely to have financial returns above their industry average, and those in the top quartile for gender diversity were 15% more likely. Now let me hand it off to Amina, who will be using Faceless Pro as a Prime alum.
Hello everyone, I'm Amina Mumin, and today I'll be playing the role of Fatima Siad, who is a recent Prime alum. As a person of color who also wears a headscarf, I recognize how important apps like this are, and I'd like to be recognized for my potential and not for my identifier. So I'm gonna go ahead and register with the username and a password. Perfect, so right away I can see that I can either use the app as a candidate or as an employer. So I'm gonna be a candidate today, I'm gonna be a job seeker. Cool, so now I can see all these jobs that I can apply for. However, I can't apply or save any of these jobs until I create a profile. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that just to create a profile. So the profile creation starts with key identifiers such as my first name, last name, email, and LinkedIn. This will not be shared with the employer until further on along the process, and it's up to my discretion. I'm gonna go ahead and also submit a resume and a cover letter. These also are included in the identifiers and will only be shared when the candidate chooses to do so. So for the rest of this application, this is the part that employers will receive when I apply. I'm gonna go ahead and input my Prime education. Yep, and my experience as well. So as I move through along this process, we designed the application process to kind of mimic a job application. So candidates can just apply with their profile. So we're going to go ahead and input as many skills as we can. Just put in all the skills that we learned at Prime, so JavaScript, React, all the good stuff that we learned here. Perfect, that looks complete to me. So here, there's an opportunity for me to share work with employers. I only have my GitHub and that has my identifiers in it. So I'm gonna choose to not share that today. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. So right away, I can see that I can save jobs and apply to them as well. So I'm gonna pass it off to Mohammed, who will show you just how to do that.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed and I will be playing the role of Fatima applying for her application using Faceless Pro. Looking at this page here, this is the most recently added jobs, and as a new alumni, I'm looking for a software engineer position, which I don't see here. So instead, I will use the search function to search for software, and we'll see what we have here today. Two things that currently catch my attention is the software engineer position at US Bank. I also see an associate software engineer as well. I would like to save both of them just so I can have that in my saved, and I can look into more detail as well. So let me go over to my saved jobs. And here, just to kind of make sure that before I apply to this position, to make sure that I'm the right candidate for it, I will look at the detail and see what the requirement for this position is. For this position, it looks like the requirement is, I think out of my category, it looks like 2 to 5 years, and just currently finishing prime, I don't have that much experience. So I think I'll just save this on for later and see what the associate position entails. And wow, this looks like it requires 6 months of experience, and it looks like this is something that I am definitely qualified for. So with that case, I will apply for this position. And now if I go over to my apply jobs, I can see the status of that job. And it looks like at this time it's under review. I can't wait to check back and see if that status has changed. And I will pass over to Crystal, who will be demonstrating the role of an employer at Faceless Pro.
Hello, so I am Crystal, and I am playing the role of an employer today. As a employer, we've already been using Faceless Pro for a while now, and we've already been able to hire several exceptional employees using the site. Today, I need to go ahead and delete and add some job positions. We were able to hire an individual for our business analyst consultant position, so I'll go ahead and delete that one. And yes, I want to permanently delete that. I think the individual is going to be a great fit for our company. And with our company growing so rapidly, we do need to go ahead and add a new position. So I'll go ahead and add that one. Great. So hopefully within the next few days, we'll get a couple hits on this sales associate position. We're really excited about growing our team. And the main reason I'm coming on today is to take a look to see if we have any applicants yet for our associate software engineer. This is awesome. So we already have a few applicants for our associate software engineer position. What I really appreciate about Faceless Pro is how they use these unique identifiers in place of personal identifiers such as wombat, grid paper, beaver box, bison ring. It allows the applicant to remain anonymous while still remaining memorable. As an employer who is concerned about diversity, it's great how Faceless Pro allows our hiring team to view relevant applicant information while removing the potential for bias. And with that being said, I'll hand it over to Daniel, who will review the anonymous information from our applicants.
All right, thank you, Crystal. And I will be continuing the role of the employer. And I'm going to review a couple of these applications to my job post, Associate Software Engineer. So let's go click on that top one there, since these are organized by the date ad, and they're probably waiting for a response from me. So after I can see kind of their anonymous information here, there's no identifiers in any of this. That kind of follows over from when we registered that candidate earlier that you saw. I see that they went to the university, that they're currently at the University of St. Thomas, and they're still in school. So they probably have a very busy schedule. And I also remember from my posting that we're really looking for someone that knows JavaScript. Unfortunately, this candidate, even though they have a lot of skills and are a lot of experience here, they don't know that JavaScript. So we're going to reject this one. And yeah, it's going to reject that guy. And so let's just continue on with our story here with that candidate here that we showed you earlier. So that's that bottom one there. That's the most recent one. So we're going to view that profile there. And yeah, I like that they know JavaScript here. And, you know, they just got out of Prime, and let's give them a chance here. So let's request chat here. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that and go back here and send them a message. So I'm thinking we're thrilled to see that you meet the requirements of our position, but we'd like to ask a few more clarifying questions about your application. What is your availability later this week? So let's send that over there. And I'm reminded who I'm talking with for that position. So let's go and check out what the candidate sees now for that job that they applied to. So log back in the future and let's open the chat. It looks like there's a new option here. So now I see that they want to connect with me and there's some information. So both parties can use this within the app and talk back and forth with one another. So I'm going to say, terrific, I'm available tomorrow at 1, if that works for you. So now we can go back and let's say, after talking with the employer more extensively, they're interested in setting up an interview. At some point, I need to share my information to proceed in the interviewing process. So I will select share information. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and I'm giving kind of like a little reminder what's going on here. So now I'm removing that unconscious bias by providing my full name and like my LinkedIn and cover letter and resume. So I'm going to share that information. And now we're going to go back over to the employer here. And looks like there's a new status here. The additional information has been shared. And I'm going to view that profile. And now I have the applicant sharing information. So I can see their name, their email, their LinkedIn. Usually your LinkedIn has your name in your URL. So that's kind of why we mask that. And I can download their resume. That's just kind of more mimicking the this whole application, but provides an opportunity for the applicant to show off more their resume and cover letter. So with that all said, I will pass it back to Dan for to conclude our presentation.
Thank you, Dan. Now with Faceless Pro, applicants can apply for jobs confidently without worrying of unconscious bias and discrimination. Faceless Pro provides a win-win for both applicants and employers. Applicants can finally trust they're assessed solely on their experience and qualifications, and employers can accurately find the best candidate. Because Faceless Pro believes employment should be based on experience and not a person's identity. A big thank you to our client Abia Nur for her trust and the opportunity to build such an important application. Originating from her unfortunate experiences, Faceless Pro has the potential to revolutionize the job search and online job boards as we know them. Please visit facebook.com/facelesspro for more information. The technologies we've used on this project were HTML, Post-to-Go, JavaScript, Passport, Figma, Multer, Material UI, among others. Thank you to everyone watching. Special thanks to our family and friends for their support, the staff at Prime for all their guidance, and the Ramirez cohort for their encouragement. Again, we are Faceless Pro, consisting of Crystal Redmond, Mohammed Yusuf, Amina Mumin, Daniel Ligon, and myself, Dan Patamovo. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Thank you.